All right, before we do that, I want to tell you about this Harvard study. And in all of my research, I'm learning that there's some haters out there that's saying that they're questioning whether or not this study ever happened. So I'm citing my source. It's in a book by Mark McCormick called What They Don't Teach You in Harvard Business School. It's also listed in an episode in the 11/3/2017 edition of Forbes magazine. Those are both viable sources. All right. And even though it's incredible for what I'm about to show you, for those who are not familiar with it, it's incredible, but you can absolutely do it. I'm going to show you how to do it. I'm going to show you how the people that this person is claiming that did it, that they probably did it. So let's talk about the Harvard study. And I just listed some lines there for you to take general notes. They went to Harvard MBA school in 1979, and they interviewed some of them. And when they interviewed them, 3% of them had written goals and plans, which is why I'm teaching on goal setting tonight. I want you to have goals and plans, get 1,000% on your return of time, all right, and energy. 13% of them had not written them down at all, okay? They had them in their mind, kind of, yeah, I kind of want to do this, kind of want to do that, but they didn't write them down, all right? 84% hadn't written them down, and they had no written plans whatsoever. They were just rich kids at Harvard. Their parents put them in school, like, you're going to Harvard now. Okay, I go to Harvard. All right? So those are the three categories of people that they interviewed in 1979 for the graduating MBA class of Harvard University. All right? When they went back 10 years later, the 13% that had goals in mind but just hadn't written them, they earned 2 times more than the other folks. So if you measure them 1 to 1, this person to this person, this individual that wrote them down was making 2 times more than the other person. Okay? But that was a 1-to-1 comparison, a person to person. The 3% earned 10 times more. Now, what the kicker is about this, the 3% that had written their goals down and planned them out, they were making 10 times more than the 97% combined. Yes. So when I teach this to young men, I say, anybody want to learn about goal setting? And I can hear the book bags. All them pulling out pens and paper now. All right. So hopefully your spirit is quick in the same way. Now, I rolled that into real life numbers and did a reality study, a quantitative analysis as to how that would roll into today's numbers. So again, I pulled this from usnews.com. From US News, they did a study here recently on MBA job salaries. If those people were to graduate today, the 84% that didn't write anything down, they had no plan, no purpose, no goals, no clue. They just went to school. They would come out making on average about $177,000 a year. That's the average salary for an MBA, a Harvard MBA graduate, $177,000 a year, okay? Which means that 13% that had goals in mind but hadn't written them down, they would have come out making $354,000. Now remember, this is a 1-to-1 comparison. The person that was in the 84% was making $177,000. The person that was in the 13% was making $354,000, would have been making $354,000. Now let's look back at that 3%. That 3% would have come out making a whopping $5.371 million. What is the differentiator that we know? The only thing we know without a shadow of a doubt, with all certainty, is they had goals and plans that were written down. Now, for anyone that would come against the study and say, it's not impossible. Keep in mind, there are a lot of people that go to Harvard so that they can get the accolade that's needed to start the business idea they've had since high school. So if these people came out, this 3% came out, and they own companies that they created as a result of having a vision when they were in high school, and they said, I'm going to go to Harvard MBA to learn the best business tactics and strategies that I can learn so I can apply it to the business idea that I've had since high school. And then they take that knowledge and they apply it. Absolutely. Now they're making money as business owners, as CEOs, right? So again, I hate when people throw stuff out there that builds up doubt. And then people, well, we don't know if that happened. No one's able to find the graduates and all of that. Man, shut up. This is good stuff because it works and all of us know that. Now, my prayer is that I get in that 3%, so I don't have to use this example no more. I use my own. All right.